Angeles and the beautiful studios of LA 36. I am your host, Steve Calhoun of the Armed and Dangerous Football podcast. So, all you Green Bay fans, you guys have definitely got to tune into this. I have another special guest. I know you guys are going to love it. Let me bring him in right now, Jordan Love. Jordan, man, I appreciate you coming out on the show. Hey, I know you got a busy off season.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. So, big news just came out last week. You got engaged, or actually 2 weeks ago. You were in Florence with your new fiance, Ronica.
Yes.
Man, you didn't even give me no heads up on it, like nothing. I'm looking on my Instagram, and you on one knee. I said, wait, what is he doing? Did he drop something? How'd that come about?
No, man, it was definitely a surprise. Something I try to, keep low key, keep a secret. But yeah, we went right after OTAs finished up. We went on a little trip to Italy. So it was my first time out there. But while we were out there, obviously, had planned a little surprise for Ronica to be able to propose to her, and it was dope, man. We did it at a castle, rented this castle out in this city called Siena, and we had this team helping us put it all together. But man, was able to surprise her, get down right on the knee right there in the castle, and then we got to do a whole little photo shoot. They got the videos, got to do a little private dinner there. So man, it was a special night, and obviously, shout out to Ronica. That's my better half now right there.
There you go. Now that was awesome for me to see that. And, I gotten to know Ronica over the last year or so. She's a professional volleyball player down in San Diego with the Mojos. Mm-hmm. So I know her being a professional athlete, it works well with, she understands your schedule, your time commitment. So sometimes your significant other can really demand your time, but since she understands her schedule, because she has demanding time and stuff like that, so I know that's going to all work for your favor.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, she gets it. She's a professional athlete, been an athlete her whole life, played at Oregon, and like you said, is now playing for the San Diego Mojo. So it definitely helps out, man. She, like you said, she understands the time commitment I need with football, especially when I'm in season. She's able to give me my space and, also help me out. Even when we come out here in the off season, work out a proactive, she's up there. She comes up there, gets some work in, tries to get better, but, helps push me, helps motivate me. And she gets it. I think that's the biggest thing being a professional athlete, is having somebody who understands the commitment and the time aspect you need to put into it.
There's no doubt about it. So you threw for over 4,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Your first year as a starting quarterback for Green Bay shocked a lot of people. I wasn't shocked at all. I just saw the chemistry that you had with your teammates. We did a kind of Green Bay Packer West Coast camp out here last summer, so you had some of your receivers and running backs, Aaron Jones, Christian Watkins, Romeo Doubs. So when I was talking to those guys and just talking in general, and they were just, Aaron Jones, the biggest person, was letting me know, he goes, it's our job to make Jordan's job easier and not vice versa. It's not his job to make. So it was just the amount of detail. When they were talking to you about, hey, how far do you want us to run, the depths of our routes, do you want us to be outside the hash by 1 yard? Like, they really wanted to tailor their routes, to fit your style of playing or where you throw the ball. So just to make your job easier. So I saw that, and it was unbelievable. The chemistry, the communication you guys had, I saw that. So going into the season, did you feel that as a team that you guys were going to have a special season?
Oh, definitely. Talking about the group we had, obviously the vets we had with Aaron and Christian, Rome, all those guys that kind of been there a year, knew what the system was like. And now we mixing in the younger guys that we just drafted that year. So, going through OTAs was definitely the first step of that process. For my first year being the starting quarterback, a lot of these first guys, first time hearing the routes and things like that. So it was a journey through OTAs, and then we were able to carry that over in the off season, like you said, coming out to Cali, which was awesome, man. Being able to get all those guys out there is not easy, trying to plan the schedules, things like that. So, shout out to all those guys to be able to make that time to get out here. But like you said, Aaron is a vet, and he knew kind of the world I was going to be stepping into, being the starting quarterback, being my first year. So that's something that he always told me throughout the season was he's trying to help make my life easy as much as he can. And that's something that I feel like as a young quarterback, first time starting, that you want to have that. You want to have those veterans that have been in the league and done it at a high level, kind of help you out and take a little bit of that load off your plate.
Yeah.
And then also I think the cool part of it is, being able to do that, throwing in the offseason out here is the first time away from kind of our Green Bay coaches and where you don't have a receiver coach back there. All right, this is the depth you need to be at. And we're able to kind of talk through it as players and, able to build that chemistry and understand each other a little bit more, understand what we want to do, what the look is, zone, is it man, where we're going to be, what's the timing.
Exactly.
And now the receivers are able to learn a little bit more about what my read is. I'm reading across the board here. Are you my first read? What's the timing of my drop? All those little things. And then obviously we'll be go out and do some cool stuff after, and just build that chemistry. So I think it definitely played a part in our season. Just the bond we were able to build, and it carried us through the season for sure.
Hey, your wide receiving staff is unbelievable. With Jay Reed, with Tay Wicks, and I mean, those are young guys come in, played big roles on you guys' team. Talk to me about the receiver room that you guys have and just how much fun it was just throwing to those guys.
Man, we got a super talented room, and I think it's a super deep room. Obviously, we got Christian Watson, who is a stud. He's one of the fast receivers I play with. We got Romeo Doubs, who is out here in Cali all the time that we get a lot of workout in with. But, those two guys right there, they're going now. They're the vets in the room. They've been there. They've done it. They've had some phenomenal years. So those are two just great guys right there. And, I love being around them. I've built a great connection with them so far. And, I'm excited to see what they can continue to keep doing because, they're in store for a big year. And then obviously guys going into year 2, we got Wicks, Jay Reed.
Yeah.
Those guys they're some studs, and they did a lot of really good things last year, which was, I think that was the coolest thing to see is just the growth that they made throughout the season. Like I said, when we first got to OTAs, it's new for everybody, for me, for them. So just the steps that they took from OTAs to training camp to once we started the season, and then obviously as they started getting more reps and more comfortable out there, they made some big time plays, and those are some studs right there. But I think our receiver room is deep. I remember during OTAs this year, people ask me questions like, "Who's wide receiver 1? How?" I'm like, man, like I'm not even going to answer these questions, but I just think I told them I think any of those guys could be wide receiver 1 any day, like or any given Sunday. Depending on what the situation is, who's healthy, all those different factors that play into it. I have so much confidence in all those guys, and once they get the ball, they're playmakers. They're gonna make those plays. They go be at the right time of the route, right spot at the right time. And now, like I said, those guys that were rookies last year getting more reps underneath them. They're more comfortable in the system.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the sky's the limit for that room. And another good point about that room is just what I get to see every day is unselfishness.
Yeah.
You don't have those egos in there right now where those guys are, I need this many targets. Man, they love each other in that room, and they compete every day. They push each other, and they just want to see each other succeed, and obviously want the team to succeed. So the unselfishness, I think, what makes them so special.
Yeah.
And we have some other guys in that room that stepped up and made big plays when some people were hurt, with Bo Melton, Malik Heath, Samori Toure. So we got a deep receiver room. So I'm
Along with
tight ends. The tight end room is obviously young guys as well, but those guys came on the scene. Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, Tyler Davis, who was out here training with us before we even were with the Packers. But man, we got a real deep, receiving core lineup with tight ends, receivers. So I'm excited to see what we can do.
Absolutely. Hey, so talk to me about your approach year 1 when you're a rookie, or even your second year when you're going to be a backup to Aaron Rodgers versus you're now the starter, you are the guy. Talk to me about, the two different aspects of that.
Yeah, definitely. I think year 1 and year 2 for me there was so much thrown at you those first years. You're learning a new offense, a new playbook. You're around a whole new team, so you're trying to learn so much stuff going into those years. So I think for me, especially not being the starter yet, just being a backup, being behind Aaron Rodgers, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. I'm trying to learn new details of the playbook every day. Every time we, go through a new install, I'm trying to pick up more information and write down my notes and trying to see how much new information I can retain. And once I get to the field, trying to see if I can use the stuff I'm learning, use the new protection adjustments, be able to see the defense, pick stuff up, and just trying out new things and testing my ability to be able to retain more information every day, watch Aaron go out there and do it. Obviously, he's a master of his craft and been doing it at the highest levels his whole career. So just be able to go out there and watch him work and try and learn new things from him. But like I said, that mindset going into it is, you're not the starter. Right. You know that I'm going to get training camp. I'm going to get preseason to kind of go out there and prove what I can do. And then once season starts, you're more of an assistant. You're more of that role, trying to help A-Rod, do whatever he needs to do to be at his best on Sundays. And also preparing myself because, you're one play away. Anything can happen, never wishing anything upon anybody, but that's that role. You're one play away. You got to be able to make sure that with the limited amount of reps you get in practice that you can go out there and be solid in the game if your name's called. So, just trying to do anything I can. And obviously now the focus kind of changes, having a year under my belt as a starter. You kind of get a feel of what you're good at, what you did good at the year before, and obviously what you need to work at. So there's a checklist of things that, the coaching staff will give you and things you need to work at throughout the offseason to kind of get better and improve on. So that was my mindset this year, is going back, watching the tape, watching all the games and seeing what I did good, seeing what I did bad, seeing what kind of defense was thrown at us that kind of gave me some fits.
Sure.
And obviously the biggest thing is protections, man. Being able to see what protections got me or what blitzes got me and how I could have picked it up, what adjustments I could have made. Would I be able to see that in the heat of the moment? Would I be able to see the safety coming down, make a call, and see now where I'm hot off of, where I need to get the ball to? And just all those little details that, the game happens so fast when you're out there. You're playing a new opponent every week. You're playing a new defense every week. The mindset, how quickly that mindset got to change of studying for an opponent, playing the game, not forgetting about that, and preparing for somebody else. And it's a long season, so just trying to build upon my routine also. I got a feel of what it's like playing a full season, taking the hits and trying to bounce back for that next week. And, it's a very long season. You take a lot of hits and bumps and bruises, and just trying to, get my off-the-field approach with all the PT work I do, massage work you do, and just, learning that routine and just trying to hone in on that. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, definitely. I think you see I'm rocking my MPA, my Manning Passing Academy stuff. You were able to get invited down to the Manning Passing Academy before your redshirt junior year, the year before you came out. You really turned some heads down there because that's the same year that Tua was down there throwing, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and you made some throws down there. There's a lot of NFL personnel that kind of in the background looking. Of course, you have the Mannings there, people that can make phone calls and make the needle move. And when you made some of those throws, people were looking at me like, I told you. Talk to us about your experience of going to the Manning Passing Academy, being able to be with Mr. Manning and Peyton and Eli, some of the stuff they shared with you that you took, back to Green Bay with you.
That was an awesome experience. I was obviously very blessed to be able to do that because not too many quarterbacks are able to do that. But shout out to the whole Manning family for, being able to run that camp for as many years as they've been doing it. And it's a very well-run camp, to be able to bring out these college quarterbacks and to have so many younger high school and middle school quarterbacks. And now these college quarterbacks are coaching them up throughout the week. But we're also, like you said, we're also getting those workout sessions in with all the other quarterbacks. And you got these NFL players, these NFL scouts, these coaches, and obviously the Manning family out there. And just being able to be around Peyton and Eli, two phenomenal quarterbacks that, literally played at the highest levels, won Super Bowls, and, have accomplished things that all these college quarterbacks that are out there, striving to accomplish. And, you get to go out there on the field with them. You get to have some one-on-one classroom time with them where they're telling you about their experience in the NFL, kind of their routine they go through, how they watch film, how they study for a game, and just kind of their approach to it. And you're getting some of that insight that is real valuable. And then, like you said, being able to be out there and compete against these guys, that's my first time, since, some of those high school, the Elite 11 camps, those camps that you go through and you're out there finally for the first time with some of those quarterbacks. And obviously in high school, I was undersized and, was kind of still filling out and wasn't the player I was when I, got that opportunity at Utah State. But so this is my first time to be around these guys and to be able to kind of showcase my abilities and see for myself, all right, I can do what these guys, I can do what these guys can do too. Obviously they're playing at some different schools, but I feel like I'm just as good as some of these guys. And, obviously, like you said, you were out there, you're going through some of these workouts with us and coaching some of the drills. And was able to turn some heads. And I think that was kind of the start of, me gaining some more confidence in myself, because there's nothing like being able to be out there and see other guys that you are kind of like, okay, these are the top of the top.
Right.
And all right, I can do this stuff too. And then, so that's an awesome experience, awesome camp. Shout out to those guys for putting that thing on. And, I was very blessed to be able to be out there in that Louisiana heat, which is a little different, man. It's a little different.
It's a little bit different than California.
Yeah, but it was
humidity. We gonna have mosquitoes, no alligators running across the field.
I was sweating out there. I was like, man, this is different. I can't. My hands are dripping wet. I can't feel the ball right now. So even that is just an eye-opening experience to what it's like playing down there in the South. So it's different.
Definitely. No, so let's get into the season. You guys had a stretch where you guys went 0-4. Okay, 0-4, and then you guys come back and win 2 games in a row. So let's talk about the stretch where you guys went 0-4. What was your mindset? What was the team mindset? Was it something that Coach LaFleur or yourself did to kind of help you guys right the ship again during that 0-4 stretch?
Yeah, man, it's obviously, I say this to everybody, every team in the NFL is good.
Yeah.
Every team has a lot of really good players, really good coaches that, it's a new journey every week, and it's all about how you prepare for that week. And, I think obviously it was a frustrating time for us. I'm a young player. This is my first time entering in the starting role. We got a lot of young players around us, and then we also have a lot of veteran players who've done it. They've been on some really good teams, played in, some big-time games. So it was kind of a figuring out stage for us.
Okay.
We're all trying to figure each other out, figure out how we're going to play and get over this stretch of losing. And obviously, as it kept going on, 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss, 4 loss, it got more and more frustrating.
Yes.
So I think the coolest thing that we were able to do, though, was stick together. Obviously, there was some hard conversations after a couple of losses in the locker room. And, it's never easy trying to bounce back after, a losing streak that next week. But, I think from the top down, Matt did a great job of just keeping everybody together, keeping the main thing. We're going to show up to work. We're going to compete. We're going to find ways to get better and improve. And, we can't feel sorry for ourselves. You know what I mean? The only way we're going to get through it is to stay together and kind of turn this thing around and be able to go out there and compete every week at practice and then find ways to everybody to individually get better and help the team out. But, yeah, man, I don't think there was nothing special that we did. I think we just stayed consistent in the routine that we did. And everyone, like I said, try to find little ways to improve, put a little bit more work in here and there. But I think it just came down to little plays in the game throughout the course of the season that, in those final, that's when I myself realized how crucial the final minutes in the game are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happens the first 3 quarters because it's going to find a way to get close to the end of the game. And, you got to find a way to take advantage of those 2-minute situations when you're down, when you get that opportunity to go down and win it, how locked in, how dialed in you got to be. And that's something that we weren't able to do early on in the season. And later on, we were able to start doing that. We were able to start the games a little bit faster. I think that slowed us down, too. In some of those games, we just started slow, got behind, and now we're going 2-minute drive throughout the whole course of the game because we're down 2-3 scores. So we weren't really giving ourselves a chance early on. So, we found a couple ways to start faster. We started taking the ball to start the game, doing little things that were like, all right, we're going to take the ball, go down and score. Like that mindset kind of changed for everybody in the locker room. We're like, all right, we started getting more and more confidence, obviously, and then, we went on a little stretch of putting some wins together and kind of getting in a routine, a rhythm, and started winning. But I think the biggest thing was everybody stayed together in the locker room.
Yeah, so you got to come off that 0-4 stretch, then you guys went 2 in a row. You guys beat a really good Detroit team, and then you come back and beat the defending Super Bowl champions, okay? So that Green Bay-Detroit game, very competitive game. Is that a division game?
Division game, yep. That's our conference right there, yep.
Yeah. So it sounds like, you guys kept the main thing, start focused, like, hey, what else can I do to help, the team be more successful? You got doing that 2-game winning streak, and you come back and you lose to the Giants. Come back to lose to the Giants, and one of my producers, 2 L's, 2 O's, he's a big Giants fan. You come back, you have that roller coaster of a season, and you lose 4, you win 2, you drop 1. Okay, how was that mindset, in the locker room? You guys coming off those 2 big games, 2 really good teams in the NFL, okay, and then you guys dropped that next one.
Yeah, it's just, like you said, we came off 2 really big games, 2 games that we needed to be able to finish the season how we wanted to. Felt like we started getting rolling, getting our rhythm, and then, like you said, bounce back, going away road trip to play New York and, fall short, which was a crazy game. But I think that game right there showed us how exactly how locked in you got to be. You know, I obviously wasn't playing at my best in that game. There was a couple plays here and there that we just dropped. You know, we weren't playing at the same level as we did in those other two games, like you said. But you know, it's one of those things. Like I say, every team's good, man. Every team's got players. Yeah, the game it definitely humbles you, and you gotta find ways to, like I said, to win those last second crucial games. You know, we are able to go up with a late second score in that Giants game, and then, you know, their offense was able to get out there and go put down a game-winning drive. So it just, like I said, it comes down to those final minutes in the game. That's why 2-minute drill is so crucial. We rep it all the time in practice, and it just goes to show you literally how much games are won and lost those last 2 minutes. But you know, I think those were all learning lessons that I needed, that the team needed to be able to help us throughout the season. But I mean, after that game, it was like, all right, we have to win every game from here on out. Like, you know what I mean? We have to win every game to even have a shot at playoffs. And, you know, that was the mindset. We win and we're in after that. So, you know, I think it helped push us a little bit more. But, you know, obviously it was frustrating throughout the course of the season. Just a roller coaster, like you said, a lot of highs, a lot of lows. And like you said, put us in that position where it's winter in, and we were able to obviously come through clutch and win all those last late season games to give ourselves a shot at the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. I think adversity is a great teacher of you know, not only in the game of football but also in life. Like you just got to get up. You can't just be feeling sorry for yourself. You got to get up and, you know, continue to put your best foot forward. So hey, you guys go to the playoffs. It's your first year starter. You guys got Dallas out the gate. Mercy there. You know, I can't believe how many Dallas fans there are here in Southern California. Oh man,
America's team right there. They everywhere.
They're everywhere, even in Europe. You know, so hey, you get into your first playoff game. Are you nervous? Talk to us about, you know, before the game, the week of practice.
No, I mean, that was the thing for me is, you know, I had a couple people hit me up. Aaron hit me up with the messages, man, just treat it like another game. Don't put any extra weight into it. Go out there and do the same thing you've been doing for every game, because if you add that extra pressure to yourself, now you're going to be out there, you know, playing nervous, playing, you know, not like you've been doing. So, and that's also another lesson that I learned throughout the course of the early on in the seasons, man. You just got to go out there and play. You got to, you know, let the nerves go. Just trust what you're doing. Play fast, make quick decisions, and literally just trust everything I'm seeing out there. Don't hesitate, because hesitation will get you beat. But yeah, obviously going into it, my first playoff games, there was definitely a lot of nerves going into that game. You know, we're playing Dallas, a really good team at home, who I think they had the best home record out of any NFL team. So my first time playing in the Cowboy Stadium, which is first time playing there. It's a, you know, awesome stadium, awesome environment. But my first playoff game, and I'm like, man, who cares? We the underdogs in this game. Nobody really giving us a chance. Who cares? Yeah, we got nothing to lose, so let's just go out there and play. And I think that was a mindset for the whole team, man. Everybody was kind of already counting us out before the game, and we were like, man, we had a roller coaster of a season, but we somehow found a way to make it to the playoffs, and that's all that matters. We had an opportunity to make it to the playoffs and obviously give ourselves a chance to get to that Super Bowl. And so, man, we just went out there and had fun that game. We started off fast and, you know, got up on them quick, and, you know, felt like everything was going right for us in that game. And, yeah, man, that was an awesome atmosphere. And then obviously, second half, they started to, you know, start putting on a roll, start coming back and doing some things. But, man, you know, shout out to the whole team. That was one of the funnest games I've ever played in. Like you said, that this is the highest, the most intense and most pressure situation game I've played in up to my career in this point. So, but like you said, the mindset I had going into it was just let loose, have fun, don't put any added pressure on myself, and just do what I've been doing all season.
Carries me to my next question, and you guys go into the next round. Okay, playing against the 49ers. You're back at home. You're back in California playing against 49ers. I think you guys had a great game plan. I wish it wasn't raining.
Yeah,
I wish it wasn't raining. I played quarterback. I hate throwing wet balls. You know what I mean? The ball boys do the best they can, even though, you know, you guys have, you know, multiple balls. You guys get into that game. You guys have several opportunities to put them away. I thought you guys for sure was a better team. The better team lost that day. That's just in my opinion. So to get into that game, how was you guys' mindset going in? You guys coming off that big win against Dallas. Everybody's telling you guys how great you guys are.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, get into that game and take us through it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think the mindset changed for us. You know, obviously we had the win in Dallas, and we were coming off knowing we were going to play another really good team with the 49ers, another away game. And yeah, for us, it was the same mindset. You know, we're the underdogs coming into it, which now people are rooting for us now, saying we're this good team, which, you know, they weren't saying the week before. But, you know, who cares? We were trying to block out the noise and just focus on what we needed to do. But, yeah, obviously going into the game, the elements started, you know, with something that you can't control. And that's a little adversity right there. You got a little rain. And but like you said, I think we had a great game plan going into it. You know, we played since I've been there, we played the 49ers a couple of times, it felt like. And, you know, they've got the better of us the last two times. The last time we saw them in the playoffs. So it was a big game, man. We were excited about it. And like you said, we started off a little rocky. They got up, and then we were able to start putting up some points, made it a game, took the lead. And then, you know, towards the end of the game is where we kind of fell short. You know, they were able to put another score up, get up, and we had another 2-minute drive situation to go win the game, and we came up short. It was through a late game pick, which you know, cost us the game. It was one of the biggest lessons for me in that season and it was tough to be able to end the season on that note.
Right.
But you know, credit to the 49ers. You know, they were able to pull through and win that game and got the better of us. But you know, for us, I don't think the mindset changed, and you know, there was a lot of lessons in that game, my second playoff game, and a lot of stuff that I was able to learn from and look back through this offseason and kind of grow from. And I'm looking forward to, you know, being able to see them again at home this year. So looking forward to it.
So, you know, a big piece of you guys' team is Aaron Jones, who is no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about how I've known Aaron since he was in college, because he played together with my son at UTEP.
Mm-hmm.
So I've known him and Alvin and the whole family. So I understand how great of a player he is. But he just seemed like the glue, or one of the glue guys that held Green Bay together. He's a vet. I know you shared that, you know, he talked to you and multiple times about, you know, how to approach games and stuff like that. Talk to me about how his loss, or how big of a loss that's going to be for the Green Bay Packers, and, you know, and I know more guys will have to step up to kind of fill those shoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was a huge loss. It was one of those things that when you heard that news, everybody was kind of sad about that one. You know, that's our guy, that's our brother. You know, Aaron Jones, you're there with me on draft night when I get drafted by the Packers, and you got on the phone with him. Aaron Jones is the first person to talk to me from the Packers. So, yeah. You know, obviously he's a special person. Obviously the way he shows up and works every day is what makes him so special. You know, he's a guy that has done it. He's proven himself in the league, and obviously got his big contract, and he's still out there working like he's the most hungry dude out there. You know, he's still working like he's trying to get it. And that's what makes him so special. And he's obviously a great leader. He pushes everybody. He motivates everybody on our team. And, you know, he stepped up huge for us last year. And obviously it's very sad to not have him with us anymore. Because that's the business of football, you know, and you control what you can control. And that's one thing that, you know, you can't control. And that's the business. It's a tough business. But at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to wish him the best over there with the Vikings. But yeah, now it's going to be who else can step up and fill those shoes. Obviously now we have Josh Jacobs, who's another phenomenal player, and you know, was able to be around him a good amount throughout OTAs, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to watch him, and I've seen him, you know, throughout my career, and when he's been with the Raiders, and we played them the year before, and you know, he's a phenomenal player. So I'm excited that he's on my team now, and I'm able to hand the ball off to him. He's another guy who's going to make my life a lot easier, and you know, obviously he's another guy that is going to be pushing people out there. He, you know, just through my time with him at OTAs, he's hungry, and I can see that hunger in him. You know, our first day out there, we're throwing passes, and he's like, man, throw it harder at me. I want to be able to catch the ball, and like, I'm a guy that, you know, I'm gonna be there on these routes, and I'm gonna make plays. So he wants that ball. He wants those opportunities. He wants to make us better. So I'm excited to see him out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, so last weekend you had a youth football camp.
Yeah.
You and Chris,
Mm-hmm.
you know, went back to Liberty High School. You guys had your youth football camp, your annual youth football camp. This was the second year you guys did it.
Mm-hmm. Second year, yeah.
I was able to go to it last year. Wasn't able to attend this last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about just the impact of those young kids being able to see you and Chris, you know, who grew up in Bakersfield. Both you guys went to Liberty, you know. Talk about the impact of those kids and how they just look at you and you know you're making an impact. And I believe somebody in that camp will play in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. No, shout out to Chris Barnes, who's my brother, who we both grew up together, went to middle school, high school, and obviously played on the Packers together. But it's something that we talked about for a long time, be able to put on this youth camp and give back to the city of Bakersfield where we were raised. And, I remember when I was a younger kid going to Derek Carr and David Carr's camp that they had and being a kid of those camps, seeing the guys who made it out of Bakersfield, made it to the NFL and college level, and, how much I looked up to them. So to be able to do that and get back to the city and get back to the youth out there and put on this free camp is awesome, and it's something that we're very blessed to do. And, just being out there with those kids, you can definitely see how much they look up to us. And, just being able to give back to the city that, we made it out of and made it to the highest level is a dream come true. And like you said, I'm sure there's going to be a kid that was at our camp that is going to be the next NFL player, the next big star to come out of Bakersfield, where not too many people make it out. But it's growing now. That's something that's awesome to be able to see, is how much Bakersfield is growing in the sports, and more kids are making it to the college level. And, it's awesome to be able to say that we kind of helped pave the way, and the people before us paved the way for us. So, it's a blessing.
Good deal. Hey, so I see that you have a promotion going on. I think you're giving away some free tickets to you guys' first game in Brazil. In São Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah.
You ever been to Brazil before?
No, I have not. No, I have not.
Hey, talk to us a little bit about that, and then we'll let you get out of here.
Yeah, so I partner with All True, which is a great company that does a couple of these give back charity trips to these international games. So they're helping me set this whole thing up to give away 2 free tickets, free trip, get a signed jersey, all that, be able to go to the game in Brazil. And I think it's awesome, be able to give that opportunity to some fans, and, also make some money for the charity and the foundation as well. And it's all for a great cause. And, but yeah, like you said, I'm excited about the game in Brazil. I haven't been out there, and, these international games they're always, you never know what you're going to get. You've never played in these places, and the fans it's their first time being able to see NFL teams play in their city as well. So I'm excited about it. It's going to be an awesome trip, and look forward to be able to give those 2 tickets away to somebody.
Good deal. But again, man, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. I call you my young Jedi. I call myself Yoda. We've been working since, the 9th grade, and I live and die with every throw. I'm like, I'm your biggest fan, along with your family and all that. All the work we put in over the years is great to see it out on display. Okay, all those years that when you was working in the dark, now it shines in the light. So again, man, thank you again for coming on the show. Well, hey, I appreciate everybody tuning in, all the Cheeseheads fans, everybody back in Wisconsin. Make sure you tune into this show on my YouTube channel, Steve Calhoun, Armed Dangerous Football. Also, catch it on X, which is Armed Danger QBS, and also on my Instagram, which is Armed Danger. Hey, thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next week with another great guest.